All right, today I'm going to be going over our review sheets that we did right before our primetime test. Remember, your assignment was only to do even, so I will only be going over the even ones. Number 2 says write expressions for each area of each large rectangle in 2 different ways, then find the area using each expression. So for number 2, I could look at this as 2 small rectangles or 1 large rectangle. If I look at it as 2 small rectangles, I have 8 times 5, that gives me the area of this one, and 8 times 6, that'll give me the area of this one. So I add those together, and it gives me the area of each of the small ones. Put it together, you have the area of the large one. I can also look at this as a large rectangle. To do that, I have 8 times 5 plus 6, because that would give me the length of this one. Okay, so to answer this, I have 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 6 is 48. So I have 88. It doesn't give units, so I would just say units squared. This one we have 5 times 6 is 11, so I can replace the 5 plus 6 with 11, and we have 8 times 11 is 88 units squared. Number 4, we're going to do the same thing. Look at it as 2 small rectangles and then 1 large rectangle. So for the small one, I have 9 times 7 and 9 times 9. If I look at it as a large one, I have 9, and this one is 9 plus 7 for the length. Okay. So I have 63 plus 81, and I have 9 times 16, which I don't know off the top of my head, which is 144, and this is also 144. Flipping to the back, we're doing just evens, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. So I'll start with number 2. You are doing 9, 6 plus 6. So we're going to solve what's in the parentheses first. Replace 6 plus 6 with a 12. 18, 108, 4. 12 minus 3 divided by 3. I'm going to go ahead and write my please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Parentheses first, no parentheses, no exponents. Multiply and divide from left to right is the next thing. I have division here. So 12 minus 3 divided by 3 is 1. 12 minus 1 is 11. 6. We have 8 times 4 minus 6 minus 8. No parentheses, no exponents. Multiply and divide from left to right. So the first one I hit is this one. So I'll replace that with 32 and then rewrite everything. Then start looking again. This is the first multiplication I hit again. So I get 8 and 12 minus 6 minus 8. No more multiplication division. Add and subtract left to right. So 128 minus 6 is 122 minus 8, which is 114. 8 is 112 minus 21 divided by 7. Parentheses, so that's the first thing I'm going to do. So we have 12, so that's 91 divided by 7. 7 goes into 9 one time with a remainder of 2. 7 goes into 21 3 times, so your answer should be 13. 10 is 25 times 10 minus 7. Multiply and divide comes before adding and subtracting, so I'm going to multiply. 25 times 10 is 250 minus 7 is 243. 12, 5 times 3 plus 1 minus 6 divided by 2. We have no parentheses, we have no exponents. We're going to multiply and divide from left to right. So the first thing I hit is multiplication. And any more multiplying and dividing? Yep, we have a division here. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And now I add and subtract from left to right. and you should have gotten 13. The next page looks like this. We're going to start with the evens, 6, 8, and 10. 6. A small business employs 26 people for 5 days each. Of the employees, 8 are paid $128 per day and the rest are paid $92 per day. How much does the business pay out to each employee in 1 week? All right, so we have 8 people who are paid $128. So you have 8 people times $128 a day. And the rest, so if we have 26 employees and 8 of them are paid the $28, that tells you that 18 of them are being paid the $92. And that's per day. And it says that they want to know how much does a business pay out to employees in 1 week. Well, we're assuming a work week is 5 days. So we're going to take the answer to these and we're going to multiply them by 5. So we need to multiply each of these by 5. The other option is once you got that answer to multiply by 5, a little more difficult to come up with the equation for that as well. So if we were going to actually work this out, we have 8 employees making $128, which is $1,024 per day, 5 days, plus 5 days. We have 18 employees making $92, so you do 18 times the 92, and that is $1,656 per day, and there's 5 days. So now we need to multiply each of these numbers times the 5 to get our total. So we have 5 times 1,024, which is 5,120. And then we have 5 days of $1,656, which is 8,280. And then we need to add back on this 5,120. You should have come up with $13,400. That's per week, assuming a 5-day work week. Lane ran 3 miles a day for her first week of track practice. For the next 2 weeks, she ran 5 miles per day. How many miles did Lane run in her first 3 weeks of practice, assuming she ran 7 days a week? So it tells you 7 days a week. So it says Lane ran 3 miles a day for her first week of track. So if she ran 3 miles a day times 7 days a week, that tells you week 1. Now we need to add on the next week. It says for the next 2 weeks, she ran 5 miles each day. She ran 5 miles times how many days did she run the 5 miles? It says 2 weeks. So we're going to say this is a 14. All right, so this is week 2 and 3. You could have also said 5 times 7 and put a 2 out here because she did it twice. Or you could have done a 5 times 7 plus another 5 times 7. It would have given you the same answer. So we have 21 miles here, and we have 70 miles here. So we ended up saying that she ran 91 miles. All right, so you should have been told to skip number 10 and to skip this entire page 22. So hopefully these questions were helpful in getting to work with your group and getting the answers, and good luck on your test today.